No.
Hey guys, Teso here, and I'd like to tell you a bit of a story today. So I guess it's story time with Teso, and this takes place sophomore year, about last year. I'm now a junior. Takes places with my old friend, well, not old friend, still friend, LRK night actually, and so you're probably just seeing some gameplay of Fortnite right now of me and them playing like this little edit wars we came up with in Playground. Well, we didn't come up with it, but we played it. Anyway, back to the story. Sophomore year, a couple months ago, I had a friend who had offered me one of his vapes for no charge or nothing. He was just like, hey, you can have this. It's old. I have plenty. I don't want it no more. So I was like, is there any nicotine? He's like, no. Pot? No. Anything else? No. And I was like, okay, well, what's the harm about it? And so I took it, and then me and my friend LRK Knight decided to meet up somewhere in ditch third period. It might have been fourth, but I'm pretty sure it was third, because I had biology and he had, I think, comp lit. And it was great because neither of us liked those classes. And we were just like, alright, you know what, screw this, we're ditching and to go vape. I know, stupid. To vape. To vape, of all things to do. I know, it's so stupid. And so we went ahead and met up on third period around the art buildings. And then we walked off campus we went around this busy street around a college campus near us, and we just walked down that street for a while. Every now and again we'd see construction workers and stuff, but every now and again we would hit the vape off. We'd hit the vape and everything. And he went to drag it and he goes and like dies coughing for a second, but he was like, oh, that's really good, dude. And I was like, for how small it is and how cheap it is really good, is what you guys said. Anyway, back to the story. We were walking down the street, and it was a pretty busy road, so you couldn't really hear much all the time. And as we got to the other to the part where we were ditching, like to where we're gonna chill out, it wasn't too far from the street, or from the school. From the street it was about 100 feet, and from the school it was about 600-700 feet. So about like I'd say two, 3 football fields, which is not far at all. It was kind of stupid of us to stay that far, stay that close to the school, which was stupid. I mean, I don't know what we were thinking, but we're sitting there and we're just vaping and just sitting on this log, chilling out. And then the school that day, or the day before, for special education awareness or something like that, they gave away these plastic, like, bendable water bottles that you could fill up and roll up and everything. It was pretty cool. And so we were like, wait, what happens if we just blow a bunch ton of smoke into this bottle and just see what happens and blow it out or whatever? And so we did that. And funny thing is, it was pretty nifty to watch and everything. And then after that, he did it with his backpack, because his backpack had those little rubber covers. After you zipped it, it like pinched it. It was pretty nifty. But after we had did that, we were just still sitting there and everything, just sitting there puffing the vape, blowing it in the bag, blowing it in the backpack, using our hoodies and everything. It looked like just you were coming out of fog. Or fog was coming out of you, really. It was pretty cool, but out of nowhere, I kid you not, it wasn't too bad where you couldn't hear anything. You could hear most things, but back to the busy street again, right next to college on a main street, it was pretty busy, and there's a bunch of honking and stuff every now and again. So when we were sitting down on this log, we were kind of in the open, but we were hid behind a car, and so out of nowhere, there's this guy we call, I'm not gonna say his name, that'd be disrespectful if he ever found this video or whatever, but we'll call him This is mean to say, but we'll call him Mega Chunk. And I kid you not, this guy rode around on a golf cart around campus just to find ditchers and stuff. Like, what kind of job is that? He was a part-time football coach and a kind of custodial guy, I guess. But back to the story. He worked a weird job. Anyway, so we were sitting on the log, and then out of nowhere, this dude pulls up and he goes, "Skirt!" and just pulls up and he's like, "Hey, what are you guys doing back here?" And we're like, "Oh," and I was like, I told my friend, I was like, hey, ditch it behind the log, just get it out of here. And we both stood up and we're like, "Oh, nothing." And then he's like, "Oh, well, it looks like you were smoking back here." And I was like, oh no, and me being the stupid person I am to try and make up some bullshit excuse right out of my ass, I go, no, we were doing this thing where you cover your mouth with your hand and you can make little clouds in your mouth of vapor. Other than that, we were just ditching, you know? And I tried to play this off so hard. It was so useless, dude. It was bad. I felt so stupid. I didn't know what to say. I was just so stuck on words, and I couldn't really do much. But after we had gotten caught there, he was like, my friend LRK Knight was like, "All right, dude, we've been caught. Let's just give it up." And then I was like, "Okay." We were both like, "Okay, you got us. We're vaping." And then back to that little bottle, that little plastic bottle, where he was like, "All right, come with me," and we handed him the vape and everything. And we're walking back, and he was in his little golf cart riding along with us. He couldn't have offered us a ride. At least he was kind of being a douche for no reason, but he was just riding on, and he goes, "So that bag, what was it used for?" And I was like, "We were just blowing smoke into it and blowing it out of the bottle." And he's like, Okay. Well, it really looked like you guys were huffing it." And we were like, "What? Are you a psychopath?" Even I'm stupid, and me and him are stupid together, but we're not that stupid. That's just stupid. We were just being stupid high school kids vaping in the back parking lot. Anyway, and we were sitting there, and I went to throw it away in this trash can near me. And then I opened the trash can lid, go to put it in there, and he's like, "You get that out of there right now." And he gets angry with me, and I'm like, "What? I was just throwing it away." And he's like, "Oh, you could throw it away later." And so I pick it up. I take it out of the trash can. We're walking back with it. We finally get to the school, walk into this area that's called the Commons, and then I go to throw it in a trash can there. And he's like, "Get it out of there. Get it out of there." And he's like, "We're going to test it. Everything. It could have something in it that we don't know about." And I was like, okay. So we finally get to the office, and we're sitting there, me and him. We're just looking at each other laughing because it's so stupid. And I was like, I don't know what's going to happen, how my mom's going to get mad at me or what's going to happen. But it was interesting. And so we're sitting there looking at each other, and I was like, "Dude, I got a plan." And I told him a plan. And then after that plan, it was an odd plan because all I was trying to get them to believe was that it was neither of our faults and that we're just being stupid. And it was actually cool because the vice principal or the administrator was so nice to me. I used to call her mom as a joke, and me and her were really, really chill together. It was pretty cool. She understood me and I understood her. She actually told me before I went into the dean of students that if I wanted to ditch behind her office so I wouldn't get in trouble. It was crazy good. But okay, so about half an hour goes by because the dean of students took years. Half an hour goes by and he gets us, and he was like, "Which one of you wants to go first?" And then neither of us did anything. So my friend LRK Knight went first, and so he called his parents and everything, and then they were chill with it. I, on the other hand, I had to wait like 4 hours, almost to the end of the school day, just because my mom was at work, just to go to the Dean of Students Hall. I had to wait till like 1:30, and then I was super annoyed. I was like, can't I just go to class? I'd much rather go to class than just sit in here. Because he took me to his little room and he was like, all right, you're going to sit there for like an hour and a half. And it was definitely more than an hour and a half. It was like 2-3 hours. I might have over-exaggerated a little bit. But anyway, speed up time. My mom gets here and she's like, she looks at me. And then I'm just sitting there and I'm like, sorry. And then she talks to the dean of students, everything, da-da-da-da. And then she looks at him dead in the face and goes, you seriously did this over a vape pen? Are you serious? And she just laughs. And then we get out. So I had missed lunch, and only because I had told Mega Chunk that I had missed, or that I did not want lunch. And then I told my mom, I was like, I'm kind of hungry. And then my mom tells the dean of students and goes, can I at least take my son to lunch? And then so she took me to lunch, got me Burger King, took me back to school, and I got out in like 20 minutes. And it was great. I didn't get in any trouble. We were laughing about it so hard, and it was just the stupidest thing ever, because the dean of students, the look on his face was so hilarious. I just didn't laugh because I'd get in trouble probably. It was pretty funny though. But if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a like, comment, and subscribe. Go subscribe to LRK Knight. Follow me and him on both social media platforms. And other than that, I will see you all in the next video. Deuces.